Hey everyone, hope you had a great week. I'm here to show you an execution on gold that was taken on last Monday in the New York session. So let's start the video. That's the recording that I have of the trade. I just recorded it not with the intention to post it on YouTube. So here you can see I'm engaged in a sell position. My initial bias on Monday was actually bullish, short term intraday, because on Monday the market opened with a gap down. Let me show you here. Just a bit back. Here, you see, the market closed here, and this was around 4,120 level. And then on Monday it opened right here at $4,090. So I was actually thinking that the market would first come down to pick up some liquidity on the downside, the sell side liquidity, because the market has to pick sell side liquidity in order to go up. So it did come down. I was looking at a low. I think it was this low, or maybe some low here, but there was a low I picked, and then there was a fair value gap that where that low was residing. So when the market went there, I waited for my confirmation and I entered into that buy. But after the market started to go up, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So what I did was that I went back into the higher time frames and looked into it, that why isn't it going that way, and am I wrong with something? Did I get something wrong? So i've I saw an order block residing just where the market was standing. The market was standing at around, I think, around 50% of that order block level. It was in 1 hour. So I then, because I have a better understanding of the price action. So, according to my understanding, it was that the market would have to go down from there and pick liquidity from somewhere beneath that fair value gap and that low, and target some kind of a bigger liquidity pool. So then I had my target. I will try to show you on a screenshot or something, because I right now don't have the chart open and the internet isn't doing good right now. I have a bad connection right now. So let me get into it. So you see here, that is the gap I was talking about. I actually opened the chart because the internet connection just restored. So that is the closing of Friday that I was talking about, and that was the Monday opening with that gap. So I initially was thinking that the market would come down from here and it will target sell side liquidity residing below this low, and also it was in that fair value gap. So when that happens, that is some kind of an ideal situation. But what the market did was that it came down, it took liquidity from there, it filled in that fair value gap nicely, and then it started to go up as I was expecting it to go. But right here, it just started going sideways. Of course, not on this 1 hour chart. I was watching it on 1 minute chart. So I went back to 1 hour chart, and I saw that order block residing right here. So what it means is that if the market is coming down to a level that from where it should take liquidity and then go up and target somewhere higher, it shouldn't leave uh, an order block, a fair value gap, or anything like that in a bigger or in a higher time frame. So it did here. It left an order block here. So it shifted my bias for the day, and I just reversed from here, and I entered into cells. I will actually show you the executions where I bought it, I think somewhere around here, I think. So I will show you those executions too. So after that, I sold, and I I just started to watch price action, and it started to prove me right. So then for the targets, I picked this low because there was nothing stopping it before before that. You see, there is no order block, there is no fair value gap or anything. So I targeted it as my first target, and also it was Monday's low. So it should have been taken, and it did take it nicely. So for my final and my second and final target, I targeted this low because you see, there is no other level above from this low that can push market higher into this gap. So let's go back to the recording and show you the rest there. So here is the recording that where I first bought. You will see some active business happening here. I think it's too slow. So yeah, here you see here, right here. Look how close it gets to my stop loss. You know, for the stop loss, I was targeting this low because if that low was broken to the downside, it would have meant a structure shift for me, and it would have failed my idea of the trade after that. Now, here you can see how it starts to go up, me managing the trade, and here you'll see there there you will now see it go through that TP. I also closed my trades with higher risk there and left the entries from the bottom only. That 4090 level is where the gap begins. The gap I told you about. Let's speed it up a bit. Here you see, I get into cells right here because it took out this candle's low. The idea is that when the market is going up, the down close candles should support it, and it did not support it here. It broke that down closed candle on the downside with this wick here. So I started to enter into sells on that idea, and also I had the higher time frame perspective with me, the order block, 1 hour order block. So I executed those sells here on the base of that structure shift and this fair value gap, and you will see my TPs hit nicely. Here it begins to come down. The TP1 taken out. Almost, yeah, there. And going up into that fair value gap, filling it up, and then came straight down and hit my TP. Come on. So that was my first sell trade. And after those TPs, I actually had that draw on liquidity on the downside. So I looked for sells again, and I got them there in that area. You see it here that it already came down to my TP1, the Monday's low. It will fill in that gap, I think, or maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it did fill in that gap. I was actually trying to re-enter or pyramid on my position here with that upper fair value gap. I wasn't taking risk because I already had some good entries from here. So I didn't want to ruin my trade. Market does come sometimes to those fair value gaps if it has two, but sometimes it just does not because sometimes it's too heavy to go there. You see, here it starts to go down, and there. I think I missed when it hit my TP here. There it goes through the Monday's low taken. You see everything here with proof. Now, after it comes down, you will see me marking out this order block because it is an up close candle, although it's a dodgy candle, an indecisive candle, but it is an up close candle. And this candle should be supporting the trend. you see this fair value gap here? I will be writing on it as unlikely to fill, and you will see me writing, adding text to this order block too. Now, there, I've moved my stop loss to this high because I didn't want it to be taken out. That is a fair value gap, but the market is more likely to come here and offer a better price for sellers to sell on. There you see? Yeah, there you see it. That's live business happening. Okay? I just recorded it for myself because sometimes, if you're if you're a trader, sometimes you go into some bad streaks, and to get out of those streaks and get back your confidence, you need some kind of positive history. So those recordings help me recover from those bad losing streaks. It gives me back my confidence. You see here what I wrote, as I told you at the beginning of this video, that when the market is going down, the market shouldn't be creating any FVGs in its retracement, like here. You see, it came down and then it retraced into this order block. So in I didn't want it to create an order block or an FVG in that retracement. When it does, it makes me more cautious about my trade. You see here what I wrote? Allowed to come here, but not past it. Now you will see the magic happening here. Here I wrote, I want a powerful move to the downside now, right? Now just sit and watch. It stalls for a few seconds or a minute, and then you'll see how it goes. Come on, man. Yeah, now just watch. There. That was a very brutal move, and it's scary if you're not in the right direction, but it is very delighting when you're in the right direction. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, you learned, and I will actually be starting live streams by tomorrow, by Monday, and I might be coming live in the London session, or maybe I don't, but I will come live in the session of New York, both the afternoon session and the morning session. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and I'm very excited to see you there. Bye bye.